Hi, Ronald. The issue that we're having is the same issue that you and I discovered at Elements before you left for Bangladesh, and that is, I'm going to show you here. I created two lists of 40 restaurants each in Kowloon uh, that I have downloaded into these two XLS sheets on my computer. And they look like this. So this is one of them. And this is just using your all restaurants. So I was using your restaurant list and I was copying the fields from there and creating new lists. And anyway, so they look basically the same as yours, but I was separating the Kowloon areas for Sin Sum Sui into lists of 40 for the guys. So I made two lists like these so that we could have them ready for both Ahmed and Jimmy when they finish the five, which I think they're going to do in the next day or so. So we got to jump on this really quick. So here's the 40, one of the lists of 40, and here's the problem that we're having. So the problem is that when I go to make a map, like I've already done here, and here's an untitled map, and then it says import, so I press import. Originally, I've already tried it from Google Drive, it didn't work, so I downloaded it into my computer, but same thing as Google Drive, it's giving me the same error message, but let's go ahead and download one of these two. Doesn't matter, they're both experiencing the same problem, so we'll download the number one. And it's the same error message as you can see here that you and I were getting. Upload failed, column names cannot be longer than 64 characters or include these characters. So, even if we wouldn't have debated about how to select select the sites to create these lists, which we did, and you got frustrated with, even if we wouldn't have, I think we would have gotten frustrated with this because this seems like a wall that is more frustrating than what we were talking about. So, okay, so then I did extra research in 64 characters. So I went back to the map, and let me show you here. So I go to the data field, and I go to the tools under the data, and I go to validate, and I go to data validation, which is I'm going to limit the amount of characters in each column, okay, so that we wouldn't get that error message. So then I go settings, any value, I'm going to change that to text length, and greater than or equal or less than or equal to, and then the maximum number of characters, I'm going to put even less. I'm going to put 60, right? So text length, and then I've tried it different ways. I've also done custom and other things, but anyway. So there's text length, less than or equal to 60 characters. Apply it to all the columns. Well, oh, I see what it's doing. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if it's just using this column A. Um, I'm going to let you figure this out because I'm not really, I'm learning from scratch where I think is you've worked with these documents in the past. So anyway, this is how you're going to do it to, where you're going to need to figure it out is here under the data validation, and it's data, which is right here, data, and then validate, and then data validation, and then you're going to work with the size of the numbers here. So minimum, obviously you could put 0, maximum, let's say you put 60. And then I wish I could check that box. It's not letting me check that box, but okay. So I think that would work. But even though I do that, and I'll save it real quick. So save. Go back here. Upload the same one I just saved, this one. It's going to give me the same error message. So it's the same error message even though I made that change. And I looked for these characters and I couldn't find parentheses or these arrows or these brackets. So I'm not sure that that's the problem either. So I don't know what the glitch is, but I know what the ultimate outcome is. We need to get the same thing that we have here for like your original one, where you can click on this, get all the pins here that you're creating the list for, and then click on one of the names and see that pin. See, it marks out the pin. So I click on that, marks out the pin, and it has the address. So we need them to be just like that, but for the 40 pins that we're creating restaurants for. I know it can be done. I created a map earlier, which I'll show you real quick. So if we can overcome that error message, I custom made these maps, which I'll show you real quick, which is the list of 5 that I made for the guys. But I hand did them, so I custom made them by going in to each location. So I made one, let's see, Jim's 5 site list. So here's his 5 sites, right? And then here's the 5 sites here. Well, there's 2 in one place, that's why it looks like that. But so I don't know, you know, Google Maps is weird. Now I try to click on one of these, and it's not. I think what you have to do, open in Google Maps, that's the reason. So now that it's open in Google Maps, I can click on one and it shows me where it is. So that's what we need. And this is the error message we're getting, and this is where I need your assistance as soon as possible, because we have to have these lists ready for them, you know, or we're going to get back into the same position that we were with the girl. I can't even remember her name now, but the girl and the Chinese guy, Anika, and the other guy, that both abandoned us because we weren't ready for them. So if we don't have these lists ready for them in the next few days, I fear that we're going to run into the same problem, and then we're going to have to end up looking for people again. And you know, I think that that's a hard thing to do, is to find people. And you know, the first thing this morning, Ahmed was asking me to give him the list as soon as possible for the 5 restaurants, because he was ready to go. So I'm sure that once he finishes those by tomorrow or the next day, he's going to be asking for the set of 40, and we're going to have this issue, and it's just not going to be good, because I don't want to lose him and I don't want to lose Jim, because they're both really ready to go. So if you can help me in this, I would really appreciate it. I'm not kidding. I spent this today corresponding with the guys, getting them their new 5 sets and giving them feedback on the videos, watching the videos and giving them feedback, giving them the new 5 sites, and creating for them an upload folder and open drive, and then explaining to them how to upload the video into that. I spent at least 7 hours today, and I'm not kidding, 7 hours working on all this. So I know you're busy in Bangladesh, but this one glitch really needs to be solved as soon as possible. I spent several hours trying to fix it. I couldn't. So if you can help me with that, that would be great. I'm sending you now. So I'm sending you an email. I think it's here. I'm sending you this email right here. with the two XLSX that I have showed you on my desktop that I'm trying to make the maps for. These, each one of these lists has 40 for the guys, and I'm sending you those along with a link to this video that I'm making for you now, so that you can try to solve this issue, and I would really appreciate that. Okay, thank you, Ronald.